Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have with us the all new NS Pulsars. This one right here is the 160 and this one right here is the NS200. And in this video we're going to tell you everything that is new on these motorcycles, how they ride, what their fuel economy is, how they handle, and everything that you need to know about these two motorcycles. So stay tuned till the end of the video and subscribe to Motoroids if you haven't already. Press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we upload our videos like this one. So let's get started. Now we have done a detailed video on the changes of the motorcycles and you can find that right here. What I'm going to quickly take you through is what's new on both the motorcycles. Now firstly, you will see that this is the first Pulsar to get an upside down suspension system for the front. So you get USD forks on both the motorcycles. You will also see that the alloys here are new and these have been borrowed from the N250. These bikes now get dual channel ABS as standard. And you also get some carbon fiber finish right here on the front mudguard and the rear mud flaps as well. Besides that, there is some more new tech added to the display, and I will talk about that a little later when we take a closer look at the motorcycle. So, but other than that, the design changes, as you can see, both the motorcycles look identical because they have the same components except for the engine and how the engine is tuned. You'll see that the upside down forks are same, the tires, they are same. The size of the wheel is the same. You get the same discs at front, at the rear, 300 up front, 230 at the rear, 100 by 80 section tire at the front, and 130 by 70 section tire at the rear. If you look at them visually, you won't be able to tell which one's which unless you look at the badging right here. You'll see the 200 badging on the NS200, 160 badging on the NS160, and there is a badging right here at the tail as well. Another differentiating factor would be that on the 160 you get a main stand as well along with your side stand, but that's missing on the 200. Besides that, no other changes. Now in terms of dimension, the wheelbase of the NS160 is a little longer at 1372 mm while the Pulsar NS200 comes in at 1363, so it's 9 mm longer on the NS160. The ground clearance on the 160 is 170 mm while on the NS200 is 168 mm. That's thanks to the stubby exhaust that you see on the NS200. Both the bikes come at 807 mm of saddle height, and the NS160 weighs at 152 kgs, which is 1 kg heavier than the previous version, while the NS200 now weighs at 158 kgs, which is 3 kgs lighter than the previous iteration. Both the motorcycles are based on the perimeter frame, which the NS is much loved and known for. Now before I tell you how these motorcycles perform, let me tell you about this new console. Now the layout is the same. You will see the same analog meter right here, and you will get a display, digital display right here. You have the telltale lights. Here you have the fuel indicator, gear position, clock, and here is the speedo. Now apart from the odo, you also get 2 trip meters. You get trip 1, trip 2, and what's new is distance to empty and instant fuel economy. So that's a new added feature on the motorcycle. Speaking about performance, let's start with the NS160. Now for the rest of the video, let's look at each bike individually because I'm going to cover the performance, the mileage, etc. Now the Pulsar NS160 is powered by a 160cc engine that puts out 17.2 PS at 9000 RPM and 14.6 Newton meters at 7250 RPM. Now this is an oil-cooled engine and is mated to a 5-speed gearbox. In terms of performance, there is not a lot of difference in how this motorcycle rides. It is now a OBD2 compatible engine. Now this is OBD2 ready. That means that the software has not been installed on this yet, but when the norms kick in, you can just go to a nearest Bajaj service center, flash or get a flash done, and the software can be updated and make this motorcycle OBD2 compliant. So this is OBD2 ready. And speaking about the engine, it's the same engine. For some reason, I found that in my testing that the engine is a bit more refined than it was before, which is a very, very good thing. Also, it's very, very tractable. Now, even on the fifth gear, you could be riding at slow speeds, 20-25 kilometers per hour, and you can get a move on with the twist of the throttle. There's no knocking, and the engine does not stall when you are at lower speeds, even on high gears, so which is a very good thing, and it's going to be useful while you're riding in city traffic. In terms of the riding dynamics, you still get clip-on handlebars, so you get a pretty aggressive kind of position. It's a naked street fighter, so you have that aggressive, sporty seating position. The foot pegs are a bit rare, they're not very rare, but you do get a sporty stance when you're riding the motorcycles. The mirrors give a good view of the rear. The handlebars are very easy to reach and maneuver while you are in city traffic. Overall, the motorcycle is light as well, so maneuvering it is not a big challenge. Also, the 160 now gets fatter tires, so tucking it into corners and having a little fun with it over the weekends should be very, very easy. Now, cruising at about 80 to 90 kilometers per hour is where this motorcycle is very comfortable at. Above 6,000 RPM, 7,000 RPMs, the vibes start to kick in, and you will start to feel them on the handlebars and the butt. But after 7,000, 8,000 RPM, the vibrations are too prominent, and you will have the ringing sensation in your palms if you ride for longer hours. Besides that, the suspension now performs really, really well, and it is a little bit on the softer side, so you're going to have very smooth rides in the city, and it has been set up in a way that you will enjoy the highway commutes as well. Since it is a sporty motorcycle, you will get a quick move on while you twist the throttle, and it is a very eager engine. It's a high revving motor, so if you are someone who's rev happy, you will really, really enjoy riding this motorcycle. However, the brakes, the rear brakes especially, they lack the initial bite, and they're not very confidence inspiring, so little work needs to be done on the rear brakes. The front, however, is really, really responsive, and you can drop the anchor with the help of the front brakes very easily. Now you get dual channel ABS on the motorcycle, which has upped the safety of this motorcycle as well. Now the fuel tank is 12 liters, and Bajaj claims a fuel economy of 45 kmpl, and in idealistic real world conditions you should get anywhere between 40 and 42 with city and highway riding. Now this motorcycle is priced at 1.34 lakhs ex showroom, and for that price and the new update, this motorcycle does bring a lot to the table. And if you're in the market for a 150-160cc motorcycle, maybe you're upgrading from a scooter or a 125cc motorcycle, you can definitely take a look at this new Pulsar from Bajaj. Now, let's take a look at its elder sibling, the NS200. Now, the NS200 gets the 199cc engine that puts out 24.5 PS of power at 9,750 RPM and 18.7 Newton meters of torque at 8,000 RPM. Now, this one right here is a liquid cooled engine. Now, we had the opportunity to ride this motorcycle on this test track right here in Chakan, and let me tell you, I did have a lot of fun with this tiny little motorcycle going down the tracks and going down the corners. It handles really, really well. So right off the bat, let me tell you, the motorcycle handles really, really well. And I rode the 160 and the 200 back to back, and you can really, really notice the difference in how this motorcycle performs against the 160. Now, this is not a comparison, obviously, but just to give you a perspective, you have about 13 or 14,000 rupees extra and you are okay to spend on a bigger motorcycle, you can go in for this one. So the performance is much more, everything is enhanced. What you get on the 160, like you can just 2x. So the throttle response is much better. You get a quicker move on, you get better handling, and you get good suspension as well. The suspension setup is pretty much similar. This is a heavier motorcycle, so you will get a more stable ride on this one. Besides that, if you look at the riding dynamics, this one too has the same dimensions, so nothing different than the NS160. You get the same aggressive and sporty riding position. Mirrors are the same clip-on handles. There's nothing different to talk about here, but the ride and handling on this motorcycle is much more sporty. You're going to have a lot of fun with this motorcycle. And also, if you're going cruising, you will have a lot of fun with the NS200. Now this comes with 6 gears, so the refinement is much better, and you can go all the way up to 8,000 9,000 RPM, and the vibrations are very minimal. So you only start to feel the vibrations a little when you are revving above 8,000 RPM, and if you are between 6,000 7,000 RPM, you're cruising along at about say 90-100 kilometers per hour, you can munch miles with this motorcycle. Also, since we rode it on a test track, I was able to do a top speed run. The top speed that I was able to achieve was 121 kilometers per hour. So some other riders who are a little lighter than me were able to get about 126 127 kilometers per hour. So yes, in terms of performance, this is a really good motorcycle, and the refinement has been improved on this to make it a much better proposition than it was before. Now this one too comes with a 12-liter fuel tank, and the claimed mileage on this is 37 kmpl. You can expect it to return anywhere between 32 to 35 kilometers to the liter in city and normal highway riding as well. If you rev the engine too hard, obviously you're going to get a lower mileage, but if you ride sensibly, you will be able to get a lot of mileage out of this. Now the brakes on this one are really good. I did not face the same issues that I faced with the 160. The front is also very responsive, and you will be able to come to a halt from a high speed in case of an emergency, and if you want to brake very quickly. Now this one is priced at 1.47 lakhs, so if you have about 13,000-14,000 rupees extra and you don't mind getting a bigger motorcycle, you can go in for the NS200 instead of the NS160. In terms of looks, design, they look the same. There's not a lot of difference. Just the way they perform and the way they handle is where the difference is going to be. So those were the NS siblings for you, the NS160 and the NS200. Let us know what you think about these motorcycles. If you ask me, they are a very good choice for entry-level motorcyclists who want something that is a little bit sporty and a little bit fun to ride. They look good as well, and I especially like this new white paint scheme that Bajaj has introduced. So if you are upgrading from say a 100cc motorcycle or a scooter, you can definitely take a look at the NS160, and if you do not mind spending the extra bucks, you want a bigger motorcycle, upgrading from a 125 or a 150, you can take a look at the NS200. If you have any questions about these motorcycles, let us know in the comments. We will try and answer each and every one of them. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and this is Vipul signing off. I will see you in the next video. Until then, rev hard, rev free, and ride safe.